Farming today has taken on a very different style from what it was 30 years ago. It's big business time now down on the farm, and the many labourers who worked on farms have all but gone and have been replaced by big machinery. The days of the small farmer is all but over, and now to compete in the 21st century, it is necessary to have equipment which allows easy planting and harvesting and efficient soil preparation.
But Harry's not famous really for his pioneering days in flying. He's famous for all these wee tractors that we can see around us here in the field. And today, all these tractors are assembled just on the farm to remind us that Harry is the man who revolutionised farming in that he hated the drudgery of farming with a horse. And so he thought it should be done with a machine, and he set about inventing a machine and a plough that would take all that drudgery away. You know, it's said that a man, when he ploughed an acre with a horse, had walked for 11 miles, and Harry hated all that labour that he deemed unnecessary.
One of the main crops cut today as overwinter feed is silage. Basically, silage is cut grass, stored to be brought out to feed livestock. This can be added to other foodstuffs to complement a healthy diet for cattle.
Over the moorland and over the lea, across the Atlantic, oh what do I see? The high hills of Antrim, the coastline of Clare, the green fields of Ireland will welcome me there. We are an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. In soft summer breezes or wild winter's winds, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. I stand by the harbour, oh what do I see? A great ocean liner is waiting for me. There's young people leaving for lands far away. All we ask is the right for to go or to stay. We are an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. In soft summer breezes or wild winter's winds, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. I pray that the end of the troubles will come, and we'll bury the hatred along with the gun. And the neighbour once my enemy will call me his friend, and the green fields of Ireland will unite once again. We are an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. In soft summer breezes or wild winter's winds, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. We are an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. In soft summer breezes or wild winter's winds, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. Our hearts in the green fields of Ireland.
This Reynolds tractor cutting silage is using a forage cutter. This leaves the silage in a good straight line so to enable it to be easily collected by trailers or silage wagons later on. Sometimes also farmers can use a forage cutter with an auto swather attached, which keeps two cut swards into one. The advantage of silage as a food crop is that it provides cattle with the necessary nutrients. It retains the richness of the grass and is easily fed. Cattle can usually be left to help themselves to an open bale or a clump of silage. Silage a century ago would not have been a common word in the farmer's vocabulary, yet now it is perhaps the most common grown crop. To facilitate the modern farmer, a huge number of machines have appeared in the market to harvest the crop. As time goes on, so changes occur. Many farmers do not bring their own silage crop themselves in, but bring in contractors to do it. Contracting is big business. Whole families are now in the contracting ventures, and getting a crop in quickly and efficiently is what a farmer needs. To meet this need, these contractors purchase the most up-to-date machinery, and tractors for getting behind in the silage business means a loss of profit. Clean, modern tractors, efficient machinery, and a dedicated workforce is important.
There's a fierce and wintry breeze blowing through the budding trees, and I buttoned up my coat to keep me warm. For the days are on the mend, and I'm on the road again, with me fiddle snuggled close beneath my arm. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have resin in me pocket for me bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I'm as happy as a king as I catch a breath of spring, and the grass is turning green as winter ends. For the geese are on the wing, and the thrushes start to sing, and I'm on my way again to see my friend. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have resin in me pocket for me bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I have friends in every town as I ramble up and down, making music at the markets and the fairs, to the donkeys and the creels and the farmers making deals, and the yellow-headed tinkers selling wares. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have resin in me pocket for me bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. Here's to health to one and all, to the big and to the small, to the rich and poor alike, and foe and friend. And when we return again, may our foes and turn to friends, and may peace and joy be with you until then. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have resin in me pocket for me bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have resin in me pocket for me bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go.
The silage wagon and tractor leaves the farmyard, heading down the country road. These are large vehicles, and the farmyard roads and country lanes are just at times about passable and able to hold these great monsters.
You're a little tight on this, here, Martin.
But you want to see where we're going for?
That's a good entrance there, Martin, isn't it?
That's a right good in there.
That's so bad.
alright, Eglin? Aye, go ahead. You're not coming out the lane, are you? No. That's alright, I ain't coming in it.
Modern machinery have many extra features, and a CB radio in a tractor is handy, especially to check if the road ahead is clear. While the road might be narrow, entrances to fields can be even more awkward. Possibly as machinery gets larger, farmers will find it necessary to open up new entrances to accommodate this change in machinery size. Reaching the field, we find 2 tractors and 2 silage wagons at work. The silage wagon, the Pottinger Toro 5100, is now a favourite amongst many contractors. This modern machinery collects the silage, and so although expensive enough to buy, it saves on diesel, saves on tractors and manpower use. 2 men can do what was the work of 6 men, who in other outfits would be required to drive tractors and trailers. In this outfit, a Renault tractor and a class tractor give the necessary power to pull the heavy silage wagons when full. The silage wagon holds much more than a trailer can, and since it has only 4 wheels on the wagon, it saves on ground compaction and spares the ground in wet weather.
I was dreaming last night of old Ireland, a place where I once had a home. Not in Dublin, Killarney, nor Derry, but a village in County Tyrone. I can still see the stream flowing down Kieran Glen. On a hill just beside it, there are still ferrymen. I've often saw them not far from my home, so they're part of the splendor in County Tyrone.
Once the silage wagon is full, it is returned to the farmyard and to the silo.
Give me a wee second.
The silage wagon is different from a silage trailer in that it does not tip up. It only tips at a slight gradient. What removes the silage are conveyor bars which push the silage out. With the silage wagon unloaded, a Terex and buck rake is used to push the silage up into the silo. The idea behind good silage is to get it in dry and to keep it as compact as possible. The buck rake is excellent at lifting the silage and setting it in position so that it can be well levelled out.
It's a working man I am, and I've been down underground, and I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I could hold it in my mind. I never again will go down underground. At the age of 16 years, oh, he quarrels with his peers, who vow they'd never see another one. In the dark recess of the mines, where you age before your time, and the cold dust lies heavy on your lungs. It's a working man I am, and I've been down underground. And I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I could hold it in my mind. I never again will go down underground. At the age of 64, oh, he'll greet you at the door and gently lead you by the arm through the dark recess of the mines. Oh, he'll take you back in time, and he'll tell you of the hardships that were held. It's a working man I am, and I've been down underground. And I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I could hold it in my mind. I never again will go down underground. It's a working man I am, and I've been down underground.
Nowadays, however, silage can be stored in other ways. Round baling has made it possible to store silage outside and in the fields. This McHale round baler is at work with the Massey Ferguson. As it goes up and down the field, it bales the grass and drops it down on the ground for tractors and the baler lift to collect. The tractor carries the bales to the storage site and leaves it there. As bales are carried over, they are set one on top of each other, and out in the fields they can be easily fed to livestock by simply opening them. The plastic wrap keeps the bales tight and dry and helps cut down the need for interior or shed storage.
Was over 40 years ago, my father drove it here. Mama wasn't happy, she said it was too dear. 'Twas a mighty little tractor, what a sight to see. The joy upon my father's face was so plain to me. The horse went to the stable, his working days were o'er. The bridle's hanging on the wall, he'll plough those fields no more. The coming of the tractor was the joy of many men. Daddy was the first man to own one way back then. I love that little Massey, the pride of my life. They say I thought more of it than I did of my dear wife. It took me to church on Sundays, to wakes and weddings too. If I didn't have my Massey, Lord, what would I do? "40 years have nearly gone, my father has passed on. Farming ways have changed so much, those memories linger on. There is no doubt about it, that legend changed our ways. God bless you, Harry Ferguson, the Massey's here to stay. I love that little Massey, the pride of my life. They say I think more of it than I do of my dear wife. It takes me to church on Sundays, to wakes and weddings too. If I didn't have my Massey, Lord, what would I do? If I didn't have my Massey, Lord, what would I do?"
city slicker's life is a fast one. Everybody seems to think they own the road, but there's no one I can see that can get the best of me as my John Deere pulls a mighty hefty load. Riding high on my John Deere tractor, riding high for all the world to see. With the hedgerows flying by, I've got a twinkle in my eye and a queue of cars a mile long after me. As I travel down the country lanes and byways on my tractor, happy as can be. Oh, they're sure to get a start, stuck behind my slurry cart, with the scent of country wafting after me. Riding high on my John Deere tractor, riding high for all the world to see. With the hedgerows flying by, I've got a twinkle in my eye and a queue of cars a mile long after me. Oh, the four-wheel driver thinks he'll pull a fast one, try to pass me by when I am in the right. If I think they're getting smart, I'll shake the wheel and rock the cart and leave a drop of slurry after me. Riding high on my John Deere tractor, riding high for all the world to see. With the hedgerows flying by, I've got a twinkle in my eye and a queue of cars a mile long after me. With the hedgerows flying by, I've got a twinkle in my eye and a queue of cars a mile long after me.
Even with the greatest care, accidents and unfortunate incidents do occur on a farm. In this case, this Renault 9034 has found itself taken too far forward to a drainage ditch. With a rather awkward gear change, she slides head first into the drain, leaving the silage men at work one tractor down. Not the best scenario to be in. Trying an attached rope is no good, for the rope breaks under the weight of the tractor and knocks the stricken Renault further into the ditch. Perhaps a little more weight on the back would make a difference. So using the Massey Ferguson, a silage round bale is set on the back. The bale is pushed down on the rear of the tractor to give it more grip. But after an initial backward movement, the wheels begin to spin and the Renault just digs herself deeper into the ground.
If you could get that chain up a bit higher on that tractor, it would lift the front of her.
Where do you think she'll put it?
The highest point you could get it.
The problem is it'll bend whatever it goes to.
After a while, help arrives in the form of the chain. The chain is doubled up and attached, but this Renault lacks the power to pull her out. Further help arrives in the form of the Massey Ferguson 6480. She is attached to the now semi-emerged Renault, and she has the strength to pull her out. Well, relief all around, and the frustrated driver inspects the damage and gathers up the bits. But at least she's out and still going, and despite some superficial damage at the front, she'll be able to continue with the silage work. But perhaps a cup of tea and a sandwich will help overcome the annoyance of the team and get them back to work in a better frame of mind.
On Broadway, this blessed harvest morn. But oh, the ache that's in them for the spot where I was born. My weary hands are blistered from working cold and heat, and oh, to swing a scythe today through a field of Irish wheat. Had I the chance to wander back or own a king's abode, 'tis soon I'll see the hawthorn tree and the old bog road. My mother died last springtime when Ireland's fields were green. The neighbors say her waking was the finest ever seen. There were snowdrops and primroses piled up beside her bed, and Farron's church was crowded when her funeral mass was read. But here am I on Broadway, building bricks per load, when they carried out her coffin down the old bog road. Oh, life's a weary puzzle, past finding out by man. I take the day for what it's worth and do the best I can, since no one cares a rush for me, what need to make a moan. I go my way and draw my pay and smoke my pipe alone. Each human heart must know its grief, though little be its load. So God be with you, Ireland, and the old bog road. So God be with you, Ireland, and the old bog road.
The farmer and contractor needs to keep his machinery in good working condition, and as we have noticed earlier, needs to keep up with modern innovations on the machinery front. Getting behind in technology leaves a contracting firm behind their rivals. So a visit every year to a good machinery display or agricultural show enables him to get an overview of what is new on the market or what is about to appear in the coming months. Keeping abreast with modern methods can actually save a contractor money. There may be a large initial payout, but modern machinery, if purchased wisely, can save on men and materials. Getting back into a profit situation does not take that long. One local show outside Fintona at Ecclesville Equestrian Centre allowed the farmer to see what was new, practical and useful. The machines on show in the arena were to be shown at their very best, polished and perfect in every way. I suppose what machines could be like if they didn't have to work. These Massey Fergusons at work with slurry spreaders were the first to arrive, and with the centre to themselves could demonstrate their versatility and manoeuvrability. Working these machines was something which required skill. Shows like these draw big crowds, with up to 10,000 to 14,000 people attending. Representatives from around the province, the Republic and mainland Britain all had their stands on show. Clear catalogues and information boards explained what's best in the machinery world, and a word with company men as they tried to persuade you to buy could end up with you just being further confused. I'm here with £40,000 plus. This is what you tell me this tractor's worth. Why should I buy a John Deere?
Well, number one, as I say, the name is John Deere. Number two is proven to be the reliability and the quality of the tractor. Number three is that the customer knows when he goes to sell that tractor again, he gets a good second-hand value. So why not buy a John Deere?
Well, what sort of people are buying a tractor like this now? Are they all farmers, or are there different types of people buying tractors like this?
No, it's not all down to farmers today. We have a lot of builders and construction who are purchasing a John Deere tractor today because we provide up to 50k in their transmission. The farmer that's going for the John Deere is because the look of the tractor, the transmissionless in the tractor, and the reliability in the tractor, and the paintwork in the tractor. That's why they're going for the John Deere.
Well, you've been with John Deere a number of years now. Would you say that sales are keeping well up?
Yes, I have been with John Deere now 4 years. I brought John Deere into Tyrone and Fermanagh, increased their sales. I'm now getting repeat business from '99. And I see it still growing and growing. The reason for it is because John Deere doesn't have a mix through their tractor. They make all belong to the tractor themselves.
Well, the working life of a tractor would be important. A tractor like this, what would you say the working life of a tractor like this would be?
When I've been in John Deere, I see in tractors now with anything from 9 to 13,000 hours and still as good as new. If you look at a John Deere tractor, 4 and 5 year old, even the older John Deeres, the paintwork are still as good as today as they come out of the factory. You don't get oil leaks around them. They seem to be well put together.
And you'd be happy enough to sell me one?
I'd be very happy to sell you one.
Well, I have bad news for you at the moment. I just don't have the 40,000 plus on me, but maybe one day I'll be back to have a word with you again. Listen, take care. Thanks for speaking. I know you're a busy man tonight, and all the best.
Thank you very much. But I don't need your 40,000. I can spread it out over 4 or 5 years.
So you keep saying.
Front linkage, front PTO, central control units, clutchless shuffles, 2-speed PTO, suspended cabs, air seats, Terraglide front axles. Such is the vocabulary of the tractor man today. You'd really need a dictionary to understand what they're on about. However, it's not only farmers, but builders in the construction industry who use tractors today. And as new names come on the market, the competition is getting tighter. So new features, comfort and control make a difference to what tractor you buy. No matter what machines you buy, in a few years' time, they will be dated. There will always be new innovations in agriculture. At present, the silage wagon at work in the field is as up to date as you can get. But in 10 years' time, who knows what we'll see working across the countryside?